Okay, gang. Here's what we got going on. The air compressor has got to dry out because I had to put fuel in it, and well, let's just say the wind didn't help us. I'm hoping the wind will help us dry it out. What we're going to do is zip that off, use that hydraulic jack to raise that up. What we got going on here is no stoppy parts. But we'll pick you back up whenever we can start the air compressor. Okay. Now we're gonna zip the tire and wheel off, and I don't know if it's something y'all want to see, but I've done it anyway. Sorry for the crappy video quality. These things are really on here. But it'll come on. I love that sound. That is about as satisfying as you can get. Slide this puppy off. And there we go. Now we are done with air, so we'll go ahead and turn this sucker off. Unfortunately, my air compressor on-off button doesn't work. So, well, it is what it is. Unplug y'all. Show you what we're doing over here. We're zipping these suckers off. We're gonna put new drums and linings on it. Ain't got that thing turned off. But there you go. I'll pick you back up once I get everything taken apart. Okay, y'all. So, got the wheel and tire off, obviously. Now, the air brakes, so they got what's called an S-cam. Right here is your release. Pull it out like that. You got to hold it out at the same time. Come down here. Right there, see a square bolt. Start turning that. Backs your S-cam up. Takes your pressure off your brakes. Then, because you've already fought this thing 500 times, you get to take a little grip, so it makes that beautiful sound. And this thing should slide right off. I'm gonna set you up here. I think I'm gonna set you up here. See if I can slide her up there. Just like that, it comes off, and you get to deal with huge drum brakes. Yeah, there's some cracking in there. So, yeah. This is that S-cam I was talking about. Right there. That right there is full down position. What this does, you got thicker brake shoes, works up this cam. That's how it does, like this. It spreads and expands these into your drum. That's how your air brakes work. I'm not a fan of having to deal with drum brakes. But you know what? It is what it is. I'll pick you up when I think you need to be back. Well, y'all, as you can tell, my voice don't match my video. That's because, again, my Android strikes again, and for some reason, it didn't record anything that I said. And it's kind of comical. Kiddo, when I come in the house, said, "Why you look like Hitler?" Oh lordy, well, a 13-year-old comes through. But I'll try to do a little narrating as we go, and I'll throw some music in here so you ain't bored. Okay, right there I was showing you how thin the brake linings are. I'm going to walk over here and show you the new brake linings and what they're supposed to look like. And if you'll see that V right there, that's when you know to replace your brake linings. When it gets down to the bottom of that V, where you just got that line right there, that means your brake linings need to be replaced. So that's just kind of showing you what's going on there. And now we'll go over here and assess the situation. Has anybody seen my Mr. Sparky Sparky? Oh, there's Mr. Sparky Sparky. Yeah, I could fight these springs, but I'm not going to. I've got a perfectly good hot wrench right here. It melts them, no problem. Why not do it? Besides, when you get big truck brakes, they come with all new springs because they take a lot of abuse, and there's no point in keeping junk in there. You can just put new springs in it. So that's what I'm going to do. And right here, you got to be careful not to be an idiot and mess up your ABS sensor. So that's something to pay attention to. And then see me cut the other spring on the back side, the bottom shoe will drop and the top shoe will roll off. Pretty simple stuff. Well, friends, let's go look at what comes with this hardware kit. It's pretty cool. See right there, we got all new hardware, big frames and pins, actually. Now let's walk over here and I'll show you what a bad brake drum looks like. Look in there, you can see the cracks. That's a bad brake drum. You can typically get approximately 2 sets of shoes on a brake drum before you replace it. If you're really doing a lot of hills and stuff, I would do it every one, but everything I do is local and it's not that bad. Okay, back to the hardware. These are the new rollers. Got little spring clips that hold them in. Put them in there, and see the spring clip there. Roll it down in there. Spring clip holds it. You'll notice these are knurled. That way they grip the S-cam. On the opposite end, you can see here in a second. I'll tell you what. The camera. There you go. See those hooks, there's a place on the other side that they'll whack into. And now we'll go to these spring clip keepers. These things are a pain in the butt. You got to drive them in. They attach your bottom spring basically. You drive them in with a hammer. Sometimes they go in easy, sometimes they are a pain in the butt. If you just smack them a couple times, they'll pop on in there for you. Now these things are a bigger pain in the butt than going to the DMV at the end of the month, but we'll try to speed this up through the magic of trick photography. Holy cow, look out, that plane, I'm coming for you. And then we just got to do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll put the spring together, as you'll see here in a moment. There you go. Put the spring in there like that, and then I just hook it and take it over there and roll it into the S-cams. That's the way I do it. It's going to be a pain in the butt, it usually is, but keep on keeping on and it'll pop on in there. And now let's play everybody's favorite game of how many times do you smash your fingers with a big dadgum brake shoe. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the posts on the front of that. There you kind of see it. It hooks in there. It's a struggle sometimes, and other times it'll slide right in there, no problem. This is not going to be one of those times, obviously. Woohoo! Success with the top one. Now I got to try to pry the bottom one down below the S-cam, and that spring's a whole lot stouter than what you think it is. But we'll manipulate it around there and get it to pop on there in a second. Once you get your S-cam popped on there, then you got to try to go in front of it, twist it around. It's not a job for people that don't like to get dirty, for sure. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Now you got my back S-cam in, twist my front lining down, get it lined up on the post up there, like that. You can see it's not quite lined up, and that's because my S-cams, I first twisted it back too far, so I'll have to take my wrenches, go over there and slide it back the other direction, and it'll pop her back in spot. See right here, I wish I was better at camera, but hey, it's my what? 5th video? I don't know. You'll see on the front of it, once I twist it back, it'll manipulate that shoe and it'll slide right back up there where it needs to be, and we'll be in business again. And just like that, it snaps in place. No big whoop. Everything's where it should be. That's the way we want it. We'll go on to the next challenge of get the front brake hardware put in there. There's one on each side. There'll be your blue springs, at least on this kit. Typically are. I hadn't seen any other colored springs, but you never can tell. Yeah, I will make sure to have my cardboard down there. Because gang, my knees are 50 years old. They don't like gravel anymore. And I'm sorry the angle of my camera sucks here. Again, I'm just starting to learn how to do this stuff, so bear with me. But hook one end of the spring up to the top, and then you just basically struggle to it with a screwdriver and a pair of pliers and fight it down until you get the bottom to hook in. It never wants to do it easy. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt. Other times it'll just pop right in there and you're like, why did the rest of that happen like 20 minutes ago when I was working on the other brake? But that's part of brakes. And after 3 years, it finally popped in there where it's supposed to be. Oh, it's not YouTube. I repeated several times, so hopefully you can see the blue spring right there on the front, because you probably need to see it. And you do the same thing on the opposite side, another blue spring, another pain in the butt. And just like that, the spring is back where it should be. This job is done. Only 3 more to go. Nothing like having dirty hands being wore out, right? Alright, there's a good view of it. Oh yeah, you can see everything there. Okay, it's just mince. Now all we gotta do is pick this awesome heavy drum up, slide it back on there. Which I'm kind of glad the audio didn't work because it makes the drum like a pig. Now the important thing here to remember, don't mash your fingers and don't throw out your back. And here we go. As you can tell, it was a bit much. But I'll eventually get it up there because, you know, I don't give up. Gotta do the Spider-Man crawl there, didn't I? And you gotta shake it, wiggle it a little bit. Boom, she goes on. Just like that. Pardon me, y'all, while I steal this tripod stand, because I've got to put it back on the truck. These super single tires, it's a love-hate relationship for me. They work really well for the job that I do, because I've got to slide a lot. They just last way better than the conventional tires. They also save me about 500 pounds in weight. But man, putting the corner off that truck is a pain in the boot hops. And right here you can see why my son said I look like a certain leader of a horrible, rotten, dirty machine. But I can see what he was talking about now. And I realized my stupid butt left my tire bars up at the house. So I got a fence post. I'm going to try this unsuccessfully, of course, but you know, that's the way it works. And right here is where I decided, you know what, dummy, how about you just go get the tools you need and make your life easier. You can tell I look like I'm beat, because I am. And wouldn't you know it, I could only find one of my 2 tire bars. So we just use fence post and tire bar. We'll just slide that sucker right up on there. And you'll be amazed how easy this thing will actually work. I said you'll be amazed how easy this thing actually goes on there with the proper tools, you stupid tire. Work with me. Yeah, I knew you'd see it my way eventually. Look at you. Look at you. Cooch, 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 cooch. And now, throw a couple lug nuts on her, and that should hold her till we get the zippy gun. And right here I'm realizing I'm too old for this crap. What was I thinking? And here I'm going to have a discussion between me, a hammer, and the governor on the air compressor, because it's not wanting to cooperate. So sometimes you just gotta give it a little bit of love tap, and then she'll take off. Like that. Okay, now it's all put back together. We got to slide under the trailer and adjust the brakes. There's the little deal I told you about, and the release I told you about. Pull out on the release or something. They actually have a tool for it, or you just pocket knife like I do. And then you twist the little bolt till it brings the shoes out. What I like to do is, when the brakes are released, bring it out until it just touches, and back it off a quarter of a turn. And that's how I set my brakes. I'm sure other people do it differently, but that's what I do on a hopper bottom. And if you look right here, I'll show you the difference in the brake shoes. Quite a bit of difference. And now all I gotta do is do this 3 more times. Okay.